So let's see what messages we got going on today before we get started. If anybody wants to be able to make a purchase or you want to be able to donate to the channel, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, Amazon wishlist, and my P.O. box down in the description box below. Really appreciate you guys for doing that. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for your likes, shares, comments, subscribes, and same on my other channel, which is where you can find the poetry we'll be using in today's reading. And let's get started with this. So, what do our guides have to say to us today? We have divine protection flowing around us and within us. The lessons we're learning at this time are lessons that we need for our growth. Divine protection, learning, growing, obstacles or stepping stones in the right direction, watched over, guided. You might be feeling like there's a lot of chaos or conflict going on at this time, or maybe there's been a lot of it going on in the past. You might have even been dealing with people that were cooking up some sort of plan or some sort of idea for something that they can do. There could be something here about what kind of clothes you're wearing, how you're dressing, who you are. You passed the test, A++++++. Some of you could have been facing some form of addictions, or some of you could have been looking in the mirror in some sort of way. And you could have even been seeing a distorted view of yourself or of others around you as well. But you are starting to shift and change the view you have of yourself or others. Night and day. The seeds you've been planting are growing. They're sprouting, they're coming up, you're nourishing them. I feel like people may have tried to distract you from the seeds that you were planting, or maybe even tried to cause your ship to sink in some sort of way. You could be dealing with some sort of coldness or distance. Somebody else around you could be dealing with some sort of coldness or distance too, maybe feeling alone, feeling like the time is taking a long time to pass. There may be something coming in that has taken a long time to pass. You could definitely have been dealing with some sort of black magic as well, or some sort of like decoy. The shiny, glittery, beautiful thing that was in front of you may not have been as amazing as you thought it was going to be in some way. There could be something to do with playing with your animals here too, especially in a park. Getting out more is going to help with your intuitive knowledge. Getting out in nature more. Maybe even taking a walk at night is going to help you to be able to get in touch more with the emotions you're feeling inside so that you can express them. Somebody may have actually been repressing some sort of emotions too. There could be something that's been hidden here, and it may be getting ready to come out. Somebody could be sad over the loss of you and your time or your energy, or they could be feeling very alone out in the cold. This could be somebody that you may have used to have told stories to in some way, or something along those lines. But you are definitely passing a lot of tests right now, overcoming a lot of obstacles, and really looking inside yourself for the answers to situations as well. There may be something that you are getting ready to be seen for, exposed for, noticed for. There could even be somebody that was trying to, 444 was just on the clock, and there was 4 people watching too. So there could definitely have been somebody that was cooking up some sort of plan. They could have been cooking up a plan for stability or success in some sort of way, maybe at your expense, or they could have been cooking up some sort of plan to derail whatever it is that you were building in your life, but you've seen the illusions and you're ready to face the mirror, and you're ready to take care of anything that you need to take care of in order to bring forth what you've been manifesting. So let's see what other messages our guides have for us today. I hope everybody's having a good day today. I'm doing much better today. Oh, it's been a really long month. A really long month. So, let's see what else we got. Me and my daughter drew this. Bam. It's upside down. It may seem like the whole world is upside down right now. Remember to take some time for your prayers, for your meditation, for time in nature so that you can be in touch with your true emotions and you can express yourself in more of an optimistic way. Remember that every time the sun goes down, it always comes back up again, and there's going to be a new day tomorrow. Even if today isn't the best day, there's always going to be good days and bad days. There's always going to be good things happening and bad things happening. What we focus on is what we grow the most of. Thank you, ML. There's a lot of optimism, joy, and happiness that you've been holding on to. You've been holding on to a lot of hope, I feel like, as well. And you've been learning how to love yourself and others unconditionally. You've been learning how to release the past, to let go, and to allow things to just be the way that they are and to be okay with them the way that they are. There may also feel like there's a distance or a gap between you and somebody as well, emotionally. At some points, you could have even been feeling so exhausted that it was almost like you were just half dead with everything that was going on. But I feel like a lot of the turbulence is getting ready to calm down, and there's going to be a lot of peace coming in over the next couple weeks. So enjoy this time period because, you know, things always go up and down, right? So when it's up, make sure that you're grateful for everything going on. Make sure that you're enjoying the moment. Make sure that you're not spending all your time focusing on or waiting for everything to fall apart. And when it's down, be sure to count your blessings and the good things that are there. Make sure to look for the light. Make sure to look for the possibilities as well. And keep your hope alive. So let's see. Thank you for choosing your higher self. I appreciate it. Even if you tested it, you still passed your tests. You had to face this case. There's many both of us haven't, but that past is where we learned it. And it's the reason why we found ourselves and what drove us the whole way. You're a fucking diamond, just as I am. So, your guides definitely want to let you know they are so proud of you for choosing your higher self, for the hard work that you have put in. You may have been testing yourself in some sort of way. You may have been exploring something to ensure that you wouldn't lose control if certain situations presented themselves. And you didn't. You have passed some sort of test where you are overcoming something that was standing in your way that you might have been afraid of happening. You might have been afraid of some sort of power coming into your hands and the responsibility of it, and whether or not you'd be able to maintain it or whether or not you'd be able to be responsible with it. And you have passed this test. Arms up, don't shoot. Abuses of power may be an issue at this time, or cases of attacking a defenseless person. Justice will balance the scales, and power will shift. It is not a race issue, but a bully issue and an abuse of power issue. Not all those in power abuse it, but there are those who do. This reminds me of when is it Floyd George? I think it's Floyd George. I have a hard time with names sometimes, got shot, and everybody was upset about it. And they were blaming it on race. You know what? I watched a homeless white guy get fucking tackled to the ground, and they held him down until he ended up dying from like suffocation or something because of the pressure on his chest and shit. About 5 years before that, by cops, too. Where's the outrage for that one? It's not a race issue. It's an abuse of power issue. And if any of your situations are anything like mine, considering you're the collective of my watchers, I'm pretty sure it is. Those people that are abusing their power, that are in those positions and don't deserve them, who have tried to destroy your life or derail your life in some sort of way, those people, possibly cops, in my town it is, that have really been trying to destroy you or your reputation or in some way cause you to fall, those are the people that are going to be falling. And you're going to be coming back up. You could have even called a truce, waved the white flag, and you're like, leave me alone and I'll leave you alone. Since you pulled yourself out of it, you're washing your hands of the situation, you're letting go of it, and you're no longer focused on it. The universe can now take the steps to balance out these scales, because what they're sending out is no longer coming to you and you're accepting it. Instead, you're rejecting it and it's going right back to them. You are so free, authentic, and true to you. Fly high and take those leaps with a steady faith and courage. I don't feel like you see yourself as so courageous, but you are. If anyone I know has the balls, it's you. You are confident and stable in your pursuits. You stand up for what you believe in and what you feel is right. You never turn a blind eye to injustice. Your curiosity is an amazing part of you as well, and always ensures that I won't be bored with you around. I won't back down, Tom Petty. There could also be some people that are wanting to come back and apologize as well for some of the things that have been going on. You definitely have someone on the other side that is wanting to talk to you, wanting to tell you how proud they are of you, how amazing you are, how much you can really accomplish. And they are so just filled with pride and joy at watching the way that you're handling things and the way that you're dealing with your life. They are so proud of you for standing up for what you believe in, for standing up for what you feel is right, for not turning a blind eye to the things going on around you or the things that people could be doing. Temperance, 8 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, and the 10 of Cups. Patience and persistence, stability, strength, your ability to overcome or release any toxic habits or addictions, your ability to be able to remember that that anything in moderation is never bad, but when you allow it to control your life, that's when it becomes bad. Your dedication is something that is really being noticed and appreciated here by your guides. Your dedication to ascension, to leveling up, to growth, to learning, to moving forward. Moving on up to the east side, finally gonna get a piece of that pie. Moving on up. That's the song that's coming to mind right now. Yeah, there's definitely a lot that you've been working towards. There's been a lot of ups and downs and ins and outs. There's been a lot of chaos. There's been a lot of drama. There's been a lot of rigorous, it's like this rigorous learning process. There's rigorous upgrading process. When it comes to a blacksmith and his forge, that's where temperance originally comes from. They'll take the sword and they'll put it in the heat, and then they'll pound on it, and then they'll put it in the cold, and then they'll put it in the heat, and then they'll pound on it, and then they'll put it in the cold. And the shocks to the system like that, those extremes, that is what makes that weapon the finest honed weapon there can be. So everything that you've been going through and everything that you have faced has made you the strongest person that you can be. And you really are able to handle everything that is coming your way. Hi, Rashima. Nice to see you. There could have been some sort of communication that may have brought you a lot of heartbreak. Or there could have been some sort of communication you put out there that brought heartbreak in some sort of way. Some sort of action or movement forward that you're making. Or some sort of manifestation that you are initiating right now may bring some sort of heartbreak to you or someone else. But there's going to be a lot of happiness coming in as well. You are learning how to do the things that make you happy. I feel like you are a very bubbly, happy, joyful, playful person. You love to spread a lot of light, happiness, love, joy to the world around you. You take action to create this joy. And in taking action to create this joy and this happiness and this love, it all comes back to you as well. There could definitely be something that you might be crying over or hurting over from the past. But there may also be a lot of happiness right in front of you, and it might be time to open your eyes and really examine what's going on. Observe in silence. Be patient. Be patient before making any moves, because there could actually be something that you are thinking about walking away from, or something that you're thinking about ending, when it really could just take a little bit more patience for something to play out in a very good way. There might actually be somebody that you found out about in the past who might have actually been married when they were in connection with you, or might have been in a relationship of some sort when they were in connection with you as well. And a lot of this was so that you could learn how to pay attention to the signs, how to pay attention to the synchronicities and the messages that were coming into you, how to trust them more fully. Foxes as well are about life partner material. You are life partner material, and someone out there is life partner material for you. Everyone is life partner material to the right person. Your patience and your ability to just quietly wait things out before taking action, your ability to be able to listen to the messages, the signs, and the synchronicities that are coming your way, that is what's creating a lot of positivity, happiness, joy, and peace for you too. Say your prayers, address the thoughts that you're having going on, but don't get stuck overthinking them and stuck replaying everything over and over again. I feel like maybe you might have been over or replaying a lot of things, holding on to things tightly, refusing to let go of a lot of things. And you're coming into this energy where you're just going to be a lot more patient, a lot more stable, a lot more strong, and you're going to be feeling very good about where you're at. And it's not necessarily that life has gotten any easier. It's that your mindset and your perspective has shifted and changed to where you are no longer paying attention to the negativity so much anymore. You're no longer overthinking things to the point of distraction and destruction in your life. You're ready to release and let go, and to just live and be okay with where things are right now and how things are playing out in this moment. And that's really going to make things go a lot more smoothly for you as you're on this journey. So, in between messages, if anybody wanted to be able to donate or purchase a question, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for whatever support you send this way, whether it be that or liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing on my videos and on my other channel. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for that. Let's see what else our guides want to talk about today. Ooh. Sorry, guys. Oh, damn it, cat. Why? Why? Really? My cat knocked over stuff. Sorry, guys. So. So. Sorry about that. Losing stuff over here. You are so beautiful. I am beautiful, I am sweet. Knowing me is such a treat. I'm smart and kind, caring too, but you make me feel so blue. Time for change, a nice retreat. I'm unwilling to fill that seat. I need to rewire and get some rest, so I know I deserve the best. Stomp out those mean voices inside. Time to heal, enjoy the ride. So you may have chosen to sleep on something. You may have chosen to just take a break for a minute before addressing a situation so that you could really be in a clear mind when you do. And this decision to be able to step into a clear frame of mind before you take care of whatever situation it is you're dealing with is really going to help this situation play out for the best for you. Hello, beautiful. I did get your payment. What will January bring to you? So let's see. January for you. Sometimes you want something so badly it gnaws at your soul. Don't allow your desires to bring your vibes down. Believe that you can have what you want. Put in your part, pray, and have faith. This want can be fulfilled, but believing is seeing in this case. So there could definitely be something that you are really wanting this month, and you're going to be being tested on your faith. You're going to be being tested on your self-love, on your self-care, on your self-respect, on your boundaries, on how much you're willing to sacrifice to have whatever this is that you want. And so you're being asked to take a step back, take a deep breath, and to allow things to play out the way that they're going to play out this next month. Allow things to unfold naturally. Try not to control things. Try not to steer things. And really step into your power. Don't give up the good things that you have been doing to maintain and take care of your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health. Don't allow your entire, everything you've been working on and stuff to go by the wayside. Don't focus on the situation that's in front of you 100%. Make sure that you are focusing on everything else in your life too, and that it's all balanced. Love comes easily. Healing comes easily. Everything unfolds naturally. I am not stressed. I am not worried. I am strong. I am stable. I am amazing. My channel is growing. My money is growing. People around me are honest. The lies are exposed. Truth is seen. Love is felt. Hate falls away. Pain is receding. I don't care about judgments and opinions of others. The liars will be seen through. Energy vampires, projectors, manipulators get what's coming to them, and so do I. I deserve peace. I deserve success. I deserve a vacation free of the BS. I am open. I am vulnerable. I am awake. I am aware. I am courageous, diligent, responsible, reliable, fair, grounded, loyal, authentic. I remove more masks and love each and every layer that I uncover. This energy spreads and everyone around me starts doing this as well. So this next month, you're going to start realizing that a lot of people are exposing things that they have held back. A lot of people may be expressing emotions that they haven't spoken of, or parts of themselves that haven't been seen before. You're going to be doing a lot of this as well. It may be a situation where you are wanting the specific person or people to be around you. And so it's really hard to be yourself sometimes because you're like, oh, if I do this, they're not going to like me and they're going to run away from me. Or if I do that, it's not going to be okay. But you're being asked to just be you and to know that in just being you, you're going to promote other people being comfortable in being themselves too. So you could actually be dealing with somebody who is a bit emotionally distant, closed off, or emotionally unavailable in some sort of way. And it's going to be hard. It could definitely be something that you've had to deal with multiple times in your life. And this is the time where you're going to see that it's the way you handle it more so than dealing with the other person that affects you. So you're going to be taking responsibility and accountability for your own mental health and emotions and how you react and respond to situations. Challenge your perception. Love that you are different and surrender to the flow. You may be very different than a lot of people around you. And when you're very different, a lot of times you can feel very outcasted or like you don't fit in, like you don't belong, like people aren't going to like you for who you are because you don't have anything in common with them, things like that. But you may find out as you open up and express yourself more that you have more in common with people than you think you do. There are a lot of people out there who may be just like you, or who may have a lot of the same thoughts or ideas or likes or dislikes. And as you are more authentic in yourself, you're going to be meeting people that are a lot closer to who you are in those ways. It's time to challenge your perception. How do you see yourself? Do you love that you are different, or do you hate that you are different? Do you love your voice, or do you have things that make you feel insecure about the way you speak? So you're going to be surrendering to a lot this month, and you're going to be just allowing yourself to be who you are. You're going to be breaking free of a lot of past cycles as well. You're going to be facing a lot of temptations. You're going to be facing codependency in some sort of way. And you're going to be breaking free of this codependency. You've already had to do this a fair amount in the past. The wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and abilities that you've gained from going through these situations are with you now at this time. And when you face these certain circumstances again, it's going to be a transformed energy. It's going to be very different than it has been in the past. You're going to be able to free yourself very easily and very quickly. You're not going to be holding on and clinging on so tightly, and you're not going to be stuck so fully. I really feel like it has a lot to do with overthinking as well, and being able to handle situations with poise, grace, dignity, respect for yourself and others. Not allowing other people's projections or other people's thoughts or ideas or other people's actions to ruffle your feathers or cause you to behave in any way that is not authentic to who you are. You're going to really be looking in the mirror at yourself. You're going to be changing your perception of how you see you. And you're really going to be leveling up in so many ways. The distorted view that you've had of yourself or the world around you is going to be shifting and changing. And you're going to be freeing yourself. You're going to be realizing that a lot of the pain that has been caused to you through the situations you've gone through has been because of how tightly you have held on to situations and how you've refused to let go, or you've refused to surrender control. And now you're going to be surrendering that control and just allowing things to flow naturally. You're very welcome. I am so happy I could be here to talk to you about this. It is definitely an uphill battle dealing with codependency of any kind. And being able to just live your life without being so focused on what everybody else is doing in their life or what everyone else has going on, or, without trying to escape or bury yourself in certain things that can help to blunt the pain or numb the pain. So that's what I got for that question. Thank you for the purchase. And let's see what else our guides have for us today. That reminds me of the very beginning message too, with the distorted mirror part. So you might want to go back and watch that if you haven't. Let's see. Hidden depths beneath the twilight. Buried beneath the ocean blue, looking for the sight of you. Face the shadow, find the light. Let hope fill you at the sight. From the murky depths release the past. Discard the remaining pain at last. Let faith and hope fill you full. Don't disregard the pull. Listen to what the stars say to you. The messages they send are true. Destiny calls for you today, for you to co-create your way. Good, I'm glad. Be at one with the stillness of night. Connect to your intuition. Every darkness has a light. It's a balance. Sometimes you just have to look deeper to see it. 12/28/19. So, there could be some stuff that happened 2 to 4 years ago that has really still been weighing on you in some sort of way, even if it's subconsciously. And you're going to start to notice the things that are weighing on you in that way. And you're going to start to heal the last remaining things that need to be healed from those situations that have been kind of weighing you down and keeping you stuck and keeping you feeling in some sort of way like you were severely wronged. And I'm not saying that you weren't wronged, but you're going to start seeing things from a new perspective now. And you're going to start realizing the people that you were dealing with or the situations that you were dealing with in those moments, they were going through a lot of their own stuff. So the things that happened with you had less to do with you than it did with them. And the things that you put up with, or the things that you didn't say anything about, or the things that you had to walk away from, or the things that you had to let go of because people may have walked away from you or disappeared on you, or whatever the case may be. All of those things are starting to be seen in a different way. You're starting to notice and appreciate the good parts of the things that you went through. You're starting to notice and appreciate the wisdom you gained from these situations, the understanding of yourself and of others that came with the learning experiences you had over the last couple of years. You're going to be looking deeper and diving more into your emotions and really allowing yourself to feel and see where you may have tried to ignore, bury, or numb in the past. You're no longer wanting to do that. You're wanting to face it and you're wanting to overcome. And that's what you're going to be doing. So, Jamie. So there could be a situation, there could be a lot of situations from your childhood too that may have been part of these things. Part of these things that you're letting go of now could have stemmed all the way back to your childhood. Could have had something to do with people not accepting you, people not wanting to be seen with you in public, people being embarrassed by you in some way, or people going for popularity over what's truly important. People worrying so much about how others see them that they didn't want anything to do with you, or you worrying so much about how other people see you that you didn't want to have anything to do with certain people. Something like that. And it could even be both. It could have been that at first it was other people not wanting to be seen with you in some sort of way, and you kind of developed those same things from those people because you might have shifted or changed yourself to try to fit in, dimmed your light in some sort of way so you weren't being so authentic. And now you are really realizing that you're not very happy when you are having to hide half of yourself, and you're wanting to be more happy in your life. You're wanting to blossom, you're wanting to bloom, and you're wanting to really step into your power more fully. Gardener, Kira, kindness, dance, kinky, Beth, Jared, Ziggy, So you could also be re-examining a lot of the people that you've met over the years, starting to notice that the path you've been on, although it may be very weird and random and all over the place, it's your path. And what your path looks like to other people doesn't matter. The path that you feel drawn to go down or led to go down, the one that you feel like is your purpose, or where you find the most meaning and inspiration in life, where you find the most joy, those things are the most important. There's going to be this lightning strike moment where all of a sudden everything lights up and is very colorful, and you can see things very clearly that you might have missed in the past. There could definitely be a lot of people who have come into your life and been gone, or you've come into people's lives and been gone, and it's been a very steady thing throughout your life. I feel like you're really also letting go of any kind of guilt or shame over your desires, over your wants, over your needs, over what you enjoy. You may be dancing more. You may be really stepping into your power and authenticity more. You're going to be doing things for people that are very kind. You're not going to be worried about whether or not it's going to be coming back to you. You're just going to be giving, and you're going to be enjoying your life and yourself. And I feel like you're going to find who you used to be again, because I feel like you used to do this, and then there was something that happened where somebody took advantage of you or somebody betrayed you in some sort of way that caused you to lock that all up and put it behind lock and key, and not want to express yourself, or not want to give of yourself, not want to believe in kindness and love and joy again. And it's been very hard for you to find the person that you used to be. Trying to find my way back to you, home to you. That just popped in my head, but there's a song Papa Yeah Sonny is a good song too. But the song I was thinking of is I Can't Be Loved. It's been really hard for you to get back to the way that you used to love, and sometimes you may even feel like you never will. But trust me, the true you will always come back out. It's buried right underneath the fear of others hurting you, the fear of others taking advantage of you, the fear of others stomping on you, the fear of others betraying you, the fear of letting people close to you and then them hurting you the way that people have hurt you in the past, by not wanting to be seen with you, or by lying about you, or by lying about their connection with you. Hi, Radhika. Today is a $10 question session and collective reading. So if you'd like to ask a question, you can send payment through Cash App or PayPal. I will be next week doing a free question session. If you want to come back then, you might want to hit the little bell notification though, because it fills up very quickly, and it's first come, first serve, and I get to the ones that I can during the time period. I do it once a month, every month. It takes a lot of energy though, and yeah. And everybody wants to get paid for their work, right? On a regular basis. You can only give away so much free, and then you have to be able to keep some for yourself too. And that's the other thing, is the lessons you've learned over the last couple of years, you've learned how to keep some for you too. So even if you do get back to loving the way that you used to love, and opening your heart and giving and enjoying more intimate connections with people, and, getting some harmonious, peaceful, balanced connections and friendships in your life, you're not going to be being taken advantage of like you were in the past. You're not going to be giving to people that are not giving to you, and you're not going to be sacrificing everything you are and everything you have to make everyone around you happy, because you're going to be wanting yourself to be happy too. And so you're also going to be taking accountability and responsibility for your side of the giver-taker dynamic. Over the past little while, you might have actually even been in more of a taker energy, because of the defensiveness and the fear that you've gone into. But you're going to be stepping back into that giver energy, but it's going to be more of a balanced give. You're not going to give everything away and then blame everybody else for taking it. You're going to give what you have to give, and you're going to keep for you too. And then you have nobody to blame at the end of the day. And there's no problems at the end of the day with an imbalance in your connections. Don't be careless in your connections. Be discerning of who you allow into your energy. You are responsible for the choices that you make and what you allow into your life. Know who and what you are, and make sure that you are not accepting less than what you are worth. Don't allow others to continue walking all over you. So you're not going to be allowing anyone to walk over you anymore either. And you're not going to be like, giving people ultimatums and things like that. You're just going to be moving away from things that are not serving your highest good and are not helping you in any way. Share your thoughts. Nurture all that you love. Do not fear the unknown. So, the unknown outcomes. When you start to get connected to somebody, you start to have those emotions and those feelings. You start to feel a lot of love, a lot of care. You start to get close to people. But you don't know whether or not this person's going to be gone tomorrow. And that's not just because this person may betray you tomorrow. That's not because this person may just up and ghost you tomorrow. That's not just because you may decide you have to walk away tomorrow. There's other things that could happen too. Anybody could die any day, There's all kinds of other things that could happen in situations. There's all kinds of things in this world that we do not know the answers to, and we are not meant to know the answers to everything. Sometimes we're meant to take that leap of faith and to be okay with not knowing what's going to be happening. And also not being so hard on ourselves as well. Some of you might actually be taking too much responsibility for the bad shit that people have done to you. You might actually be blaming yourself and releasing them from any kind of accountability and tearing yourself down because you should have known better, you should have done better, you shouldn't have ever let this person near you. But you know what? Some people are really good with masks. Some people are really good at getting under your skin. Some people are really good at mental emotion and emotional manipulation. Some of you may have really stopped pouring into your connections. And you could have used to have poured into them very, very, very deeply. And then you just kind of completely stopped. The bigger the river, the bigger the drought is coming to mind. Human by... Who does that song? I don't remember who does that song. But I'm ready for more. I got to remember that nobody here is better than anybody else. Nobody here is better than anybody else. I'm not better than anybody, and nobody's better than me. We're all people. The stone at the very top of the mountain's mighty face doesn't feel like it's more important than the stones that form the base. Everything comes together to create this world. Every one of us comes together to create this world. And all of us are an integral part of it, and each and every one of us has a purpose. Each and every one of us is important. We're important in the lives of others. What we choose to do daily is important in the lives of others too. If we choose to give in to fear, and we choose to withhold our love, if we choose to ignore the feelings we feel and not step into them and not express them, then we are the only ones standing in our own way. Exactly. It's time for you to express yourself, to share your thoughts, to share your visions, to share your ideas. It's time to step up into that leadership role, to know your worth, to know your value, and to know that everyone else has worth and value too. When somebody is making you feel bad, what's going on inside of you? When someone does something or forgets to do something, and you get really extremely upset about them forgetting to do something, you know, everybody forgets sometimes. Show a little more understanding, compassion, forgiveness, grace, especially if you want it from others if you forget something. But at the same time, why did that make you feel that way? Why did it make you feel somehow worthless, or like you have no value, or like nobody cares or nobody loves you because somebody forgot something, or because somebody said something about a certain situation? They may not have even been talking about you, but they said something about a certain situation. And it may have hit home with you and caused you to feel some sort of way, and you might have lashed out in defensiveness. So there does come a time where it's time to, you know, accept your own shadow sides and the things that you got going on inside of you that may be affecting other people around you. And to express what you need to express about it, whether it be apologizing or whether it be just letting people know, hey, I love you. I'm sorry if I haven't shown it so much lately. I've been going through a lot. And maybe when they weren't showing it so much, maybe they were going through a lot. And being a little more understanding about that too. Maybe that's why you had to go through what you had to go through, is so that you could understand why people might have been in the energy they were in the past. And now you're in that energy yourself. Nurture all that you love. Instead of feeling like you don't have enough, like you lack in some way. 77, 77. There's been so many fours popping up since I've been doing this reading today too. This path that you're on is definitely divinely guided and is definitely a path towards abundance and success in a lot of ways, especially with inner stability and outer stability. Your stability inside of yourself and your stability around you is shifting, changing, growing. You've been learning a lot. You've been on your own for a while now, kind of feeling out in the cold, alone, feeling like everybody's been distant from you. And maybe part of it has been how distant you have been from everyone around you. Maybe part of it has been that you pulled back and you pulled away and you didn't want anybody around you because you didn't know who you could trust, because you didn't feel like anybody cared, because you didn't feel like anybody loved you. It might be time to share your thoughts on how you felt while you were alone, or while you thought you were alone, or how you felt when somebody walked away, or how you feel. It may be time to share your thoughts about why you walk away too. There could be a lot of you who have walked away from a lot of situations because you either didn't feel like you were good enough for those situations, or you didn't feel like there was a good connection there. Maybe you didn't feel like you were receiving the love, kindness, or care that you deserved, but maybe you weren't giving much of it out either. You might have been holding back. You might have been distancing yourself from people. You might have been keeping your energy to yourself because you might have been afraid of giving that energy out to people and not having it come back, or having it destroyed, or being betrayed again, or being hurt again, or being heartbroken again, whatever the case may be. You may have actually even been dealing with a situation where you did not feel like you had enough to be able to provide for the ones that you loved, but all it took was the love inside of you. You didn't need anything else to be able to provide for the people that you love. You can live on a street corner with somebody you love and still be happy. Or you can have billions of dollars and be miserable. And sometimes you can be happy that way and miserable the other way. But It has nothing to do with what's going on outside of you. It has to do with what's going on within you and how you behave in your connections, what you allow to affect you or tear you down and what you don't. Don't fear whether or not you're going to get back for the emotion, for the love, the kindness, the care, the generosity that you give out, the emotional stability and strength that you possess and that you share with others around you. Don't be so worried about whether or not it's going to come back, because it will come back. Sometimes it doesn't come back from the particular place that we want it to or person that we want it to, but it always does come back. And it's a blessing sometimes in a very big disguise that it didn't come back from that place. That those people didn't notice, see, or appreciate your value, because those people weren't necessarily the ones that were meant to be there at the end of the day. They weren't the ones who could love you the way that you needed to be loved. And they weren't the ones that you could love the way that you need to love people. Coming back to yourself and that loving, beautiful, generous, giving, kind, amazing person. When you do that and be that, the ones that are closest to you have to be willing to be the same as well. They have to be willing to prioritize you too. They have to be willing to give to you too, to love you, to show their care, to express themselves, to meet you halfway. And if they can't meet you halfway in those ways, then it was a blessing in disguise that those people aren't around anymore. Because you may have been very upset about it at the time. But in all honesty, it opened up room and closed the door on old things so that you can open the new door on new things that could give you that same kind of energy. A lot of what you have put out there is going to be coming back to you. There could actually even be a reconciliation for some of you as well, where you're going to be reconciling with certain people in your life, whether that be in a relationship or whether that be family members, whether that be children or parents or friends from the past, or even maybe a past partner that you are going to be creating a new friendship with. And it may not be a relationship, but it might actually be a friendship. There's going to be some sort of peace coming in, because you're not going to be giving into fear anymore. You're going to be allowing yourself to believe. You're going to be removing the overthinking. You're going to be feeling much more at peace. And a lot of this as well is because you're healing a lot of those inner child wounds. You're going to start noticing and appreciating your own value. And you're going to start realizing that it's not that other people didn't see your value or your worth. You weren't seeing it. And sometimes it wasn't even that other people didn't care or weren't there for you. It was just that you felt alone and like nobody loved you and cared about you. What you feel is what you create in your life. What you feel to be real is what you see as your reality. And you're now ready to see a new reality and to shift your perceptions and to start seeing how amazing you are and how much you are loved. It's a Wonderful Life is coming to mind. And where, he's like, I think the whole world would just be better off if I was never born. And then he gets to see what the whole world would have been like if he was never born. The hole that would have been left. The impact that he made, that it never would have happened without him. As I said before, every person on this planet has a purpose and is integral and important. You are important. You make a difference. You bring beauty, joy, love, happiness into people's lives. You're an amazing person. And because you haven't been seeing that for so long, and because you haven't been feeling that for so long, there's been a lot of connections in your life that may have grown very cold and distant, that may have fallen apart and disintegrated. People may not even understand why you were so mad at them or why you felt like they weren't important in your life. Because they could actually be feeling like That's what's going on. All that love, kindness, joy, happiness that you brought into their life, that you poured all over them, and then you just took it back like that. And they're like, what did I do wrong? Why don't they like me? Why did they leave? Kind of like maybe you felt when people have done that to you too. And so now that you've seen both sides of it, you're really going to be able to pull yourself back into a balanced energy. And you're going to be creating a lot more connections in your life where there's a lot more of an equal give and take, and where people can communicate more about the emotions they feel. And you're going to be really spreading more love than you have in a while. You're going to be giving more than you have in a while, because for a long time you might have felt like you had nothing to give or nothing left to give. And you know what? That's fine too. Sometimes we just don't have anything to give to people anymore. And at the same time, when we aren't giving to people, we can't expect them to be giving to us either. So we do find ourselves alone in those times. But when we find ourselves alone in those times, we also find out just how strong we are, just how amazing we are. We start to notice and realize that we don't need those things from the outside to be whole. We have everything we need inside of ourselves. Stronger on Your Own by Disturbed. So if you find yourself alone, you will begin to realize that you are stronger on your own. Some of you may also be feeling very alone when people aren't around you, or like they don't think about you, like they don't care about you, like they don't consider you when they're not there, or like you're not a priority, or whatever the case may be. Really notice and appreciate how much people do reach out to you, how much effort, time, and energy they may put into you in some sort of way. Because sometimes it's really hard to see it when we're having self-esteem issues or self-worth and value issues. So between messages, if anybody wants to be able to make a purchase or donation, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list in the description box below. And I appreciate anybody who does anything to support this channel or my other one, whether it is through donations, purchases, or liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. All that stuff really helps me out. Thank you guys so much for that. And let's see what else we got from our guides today. You will be going after what you want for you, no longer concerned with the thoughts or opinions of others. Abundance and fertility will be found all around you. You will be living a life that you are passionate about, and you will be able to smell the roses because of it. You are leading others through your example and your inspiration. With great power comes great responsibility, and you take this responsibility very seriously. At the beginning of this reading, we were talking about how you have passed a lot of tests, a lot of temptations, a lot of spots where you could have abused your power, or a lot of positions where you could have given up on everything, including yourself. The reason you had to walk on this journey alone for a little bit is so that you could learn to stand alone, so that codependency was not ruling you, so that the thoughts, opinions, ideas of others were not controlling how you responded, reacted, or behaved in any way, so that you could really step more fully into who you are and transform your life around you to represent that, without having to worry what anybody's thinking or how they're looking at you, because nobody's there to judge anything. And by the time you rejoin the world, you're a different person. But it doesn't bother you so much anymore if people don't like it or not. because you did just fine without them and you can again. Reparenting. A purpose and a reason, all in its season. You were made for something great others' opinions shouldn't rate. You're amazing as you are. Knowing this will get you far. There's nothing here for me to say. How will you know without a new day? The sun always comes back out. The storm will clear. Sometimes you just need a good pout. Then I want you to stand up straight, set aside all of this self-hate. You deserve love in your life. I know that you are facing so much strife. If no one is there to give it to you, do what no one else is there to do. Self-soothing has lost its popularity, but see it now with new clarity. This is what we need to be taught, so when we're alone by darkness, we won't be caught. So learning how to soothe yourself, learning how to calm yourself down, learning how to deal with your emotions on your own, learning how to take care of you, learning what you need and when you need it, and providing it for yourself, not looking for the outside world to do that. When you're feeling depressed and down, what are the things that help you? Getting outside in the sunlight and the fresh air, taking a nice long walk, playing a game of some sort, singing, dancing, going out, and socializing with people. Even sometimes just a nice piece of chocolate. When your heart gets broken, what do you need? When a relationship ends, what do you need? You need some time and space. You need to cry. Even if there's no shoulder to cry on, you need to cry. That way you can release and let go of the possibilities of what you thought things could be. So that you can work through the desire to have things be the way you want them to be, and the reality of what it is, and being able to be okay with those things. Being able to tell yourself in those moments that you didn't do anything wrong, that you aren't in some way lacking, that you're amazing, that you're beautiful, that you don't hate this person, because you don't, but you are upset that things had to play out the way that they did. Sometimes holding on to that anger can feel like that's the only thing that's keeping you alive or keeping you going. And sometimes it might have been. But you're learning now how to work through those things and let go of that pain and that anger and that hurt. And to look at yourself and your life with new eyes. Fuck, dude, wow. You feel it? Stunned. Feeling different. Like, what in the hell is happening? So, at this time, you're going to be feeling very different than you used to be in the past. You're going to be feeling like everything is just up in the air, or like there might be a lot of different emotions swirling around inside of you. There might be a lot of different ways that you've been handling things. You may feel like you just don't know what's happening, what's going on with you, or what's going on with the world around you. Some of you could definitely be in that state right now, where you're in that extra heavy defensive energy, where you're just telling everybody, fuck off and fuck you, and I don't want to deal with this shit, and I don't want to put up with whatever this is. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I don't care what you have going on. Deal with it. You might also gain a lot of compassion and understanding for people who have told you that same thing in the past too. And you might start to realize, oh, their actions had nothing to do with me. Their actions had to do with them and what they wanted in their life, and how they felt like they needed to move at the time for their own self-care, their own self-love, and their own desires. You're no longer going to be gaining your validation from the outside, but you're going to be giving it to yourself. You're not going to be letting somebody else's ideas or thoughts or behaviors dictate what your worth or value is. You're going to be seeing your worth or value regardless of how anybody wants to behave around you. A new home may be in your future. Don't be afraid of these changes. Change is the only constant. If you avoid it or try to stop it, it will still happen, just not so smoothly. So there's going to be a lot of changes going on. And a lot of these changes are occurring because these are lessons that need to be learned about being able to just let go and allow things to unfold. It's also going to clear out any kind of stuck or stagnant energy that has been going on. If you've been feeling a lack of motivation, a lack of inspiration, if you've been feeling like you're stuck or stagnant, or like you've been falling behind in some sort of way, or like things just are not going the way that you want them to go, you're feeling very unsatisfied, things like that, there's going to be a lot of shifts and changes that are going on within your world. And a lot of it may have to do with the people that are in your environment or the environment itself that you're in. And there's going to be some sort of tower moment happening where everything shifts and changes. And there's going to be a lot that you're not going to be able to control. And you're going to just have to be okay with the fact that we can't control those things. You really think you're in control? Crazy by Gnarls Barkley just came to mind. You have the endurance to be able to make it through this. You have the mental and emotional strength to be able to make it through everything coming your way right now. You've been learning a lot emotionally. You've been leveling up emotionally, and you've been really exploring your emotions as well. And you're going to be feeling very ready to take a leap of faith on something, to express yourself and what you have within your heart. You may be feeling in a very romantic or poetic mood, a creative mood even. You might even be throwing a lot of the pain that you've experienced into your creations. So Rock Forever's coming to mind now too, because heartbreaks and heartaches turn to rap epiphanies. So you're going to be having a lot of epiphanies. You're going to be having a lot of understandings and realizations that are dawning on you. And you're really going to be feeling like as you take these leaps of faith in your life, you can really handle anything. You can accomplish anything. You can face anything. You can overcome anything. And everything's not going to be falling apart just because of the shifts and changes that are going on. You're going to be trusting in yourself, and you're going to be trusting in the universe and the plan, the bigger picture that's going on, more than you have in the past. And a lot of it's because of these experiences that you've been going through. Nourish the soul. Become a shapeshifter. So, you're going to be noticing and realizing that you are able to be whatever you need to be in your life at whatever given moment. You're going to be shifting, changing, growing, moving. You're going to be very flexible, very adaptable in your approach to life. You're going to be going with the flow. What I love most about rivers is you can never step in the same river twice. The water's always changing, always flowing. For security and comfort, people make a sacrifice, and you lose your chance at ever knowing what could be just around the river bend. Pocahontas, by the way, just around the river bend. So, most people feel like you can't live like that. So if there's like a gypsy like energy, or like a energy of wanting to travel, wanting to move, wanting to do new things, go new places. My ex at one point in time, I was like, if you're not happy with where you're at, with what you're doing for work, why don't you decide to do something else? Because I'm too old for that. I can't change what I'm doing now. Yes, you can. You can change it at any motherfucking time. If it's not making you happy anymore, it's time to make that change. And people can tell you all they like that, this makes you unstable, or this makes you somebody that's not very stable or secure, or not very grounded, or you're not very responsible or reliable, or whatever the case may be. It don't matter. Is being responsible and reliable making you happy? Sometimes it isn't. And yes, there's a need to be responsible and reliable in your life and with what you're taking care of and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, sacrificing all your happiness to appear to be a responsible, reliable person instead of being what you want to be or going where you want to go is not very responsible and reliable anyway. I would say that maintaining yourself and taking care of your needs and doing what feels good for you and creating the life that you want to create is something that's very responsible. Making sure to take care of yourself so you aren't hurting other people because you're feeling like you're stuck or trapped in some sort of way is something that takes a lot of responsibility and accountability. Nourish your soul. Give yourself what it is that you feel like brings you inspiration, joy, happiness. Take care of you the way that you've spent a lot of time in your life taking care of others, because you're important too. What you want matters. Starfish and the lamb. There could have been some people who made you feel selfish or shallow because of who you are or what you wanted. Or maybe even for exploring your options in life or with people. There could have been a lot of people who made you really lose a lot of your peace of mind, but you gave them that power. It's inside of you to be at peace with who you are, what you want, what you don't want. Remember to take care of your spiritual life too, to pray and then to be at peace with how things are. You're very good at regenerating. You're very good at coming back to life. You're very good at being able to rebuild after things have fallen apart. You have your dreams for a reason. The ideas that you have, the desires that you have, the wants that you have those things for a reason. And it's time to start paying attention to those things and bringing them to life. It's time to start believing in yourself and your power and the impact that you make on the world around you. Because you make a very large impact on this world, whether you believe it or not. So, enjoy what you have while you have it. Dream of big things and believe that they can come true. Have faith and trust in your ability to be able to overcome whatever you need to overcome to get where you're going. Because you definitely have it in you to do so. When you've never had anybody support you or make you feel loved, appreciated, wanted, valued, you have to do that for yourself. Because in order to feel those things from the outside, you have to believe them about you and believe that it's true. So let's see what we got for more messages today. Their love was conditional. It was immature. They placed you on a pedestal, and when you didn't live up to that perfect image, it all fell apart. Or has there been times in your life where your love was conditional and you placed somebody on a pedestal, and when they didn't live up to that potential, that's what hurt you? The expectations. The I'm giving to receive, not the I'm giving because this is how I feel. You accepted them, flaws and all, but since you weren't perfect, it was never good enough, no matter how much you gave. Walk away from things that make you believe that you are not good enough. Tell yourself you are good enough. Walk away from situations as well where you are making others feel like they aren't good enough. You, me, and the devil makes three is coming to mind. I know I can't last a week without doing wrong. If there's somebody in your life that is constantly fucking up and it's something where it's affecting how you feel about yourself, first off, there's some issues inside of you need to address. So look in the mirror and try to figure out why it's making you feel the certain ways that it is. Because it's more about you than it is the other person when it comes to that. But also remember that this person that you are constantly irritated with, constantly upset with, that you're constantly feeling like is not there for you in the ways that you need somebody there for you, but yet you're still allowing them to be there for you, you're making them feel that way. You're making them feel like they don't have value. You're making them feel like no matter what they do, it's never good enough. Like they're never going to be able to live up to what you need in your life. And it's making them feel bad about themselves. So when you're in situations like that, make sure that you are moving away from those situations too. Tell yourself that you are good enough. They are too, but it doesn't mean that they are good for you. Or vice versa if you're the one on the other side of that. You have the world to give, just with the love in your heart. Some people just don't understand that. Open your eyes to those who think that you are enough as you are. Open your eyes to the people around you that you think are enough as they are, without them having to make one change. If you can't find anybody in your life that you feel like is good enough to be in your life without making any changes, then you're not loving people unconditionally. And you can't expect that energy to come back to you if you're not giving it out either. Open your eyes to those who think you're good enough as you are. Work on you, your goals, self-love, confidence, and balance, and your life. The universe has some amazing people to bring in as you release the past to make room for it. As you release the hurt and pain that causes you to feel like you're not good enough, because it's not the people that are causing you to feel that way. It's your own hurt and pain inside of yourself that is causing you to feel like you are not good enough. And yeah, there could be people that are bitching, complaining, moaning, always in that negative mindset. But that also doesn't have to do with you. That has to do with them. They'd be bitching, moaning, crying, complaining, even if you weren't there. They're in a negative energy right now. And everybody sometimes is. That's a part of unconditional love too. Is being able to love somebody even when they're having their bad days. And being able to not take it personally when they're having those bad days and feeling like it's somehow you causing everything in the world because you're to blame for everything, right? And it may not even be that the person's blaming you. It might actually be that you were blamed for everything so much that now automatically you believe you are to blame, even if they don't say that when somebody's upset. A lot of empaths have that problem, feeling like everybody else's emotional baggage is their responsibility and they're the cause of it. And they need to make sure that everybody's happy around them because they're the one who needs to do that. But no. Everybody is responsible for their own happiness. You're responsible for your own happiness, and they're responsible for their own happiness. What would you do? The song What Would You Do is coming to mind. Get up off my feet and let go of tired excuses. What would love do? What would love do? In the situation that you're in right now, what would a loving heart and mind do? What would a loving voice do? Not a hate-filled one, not a fear-filled one, not a I'm valueless one, not a I'm worthless one. What would a love-filled heart, mind, and voice do in your current circumstances? Listen to your heart. Your mind can only take you so far if your heart is not involved. Unlock your truest desires within and act on them with confidence. What are your truest desires within? Where is it that you truly want to be? What is it that you truly want to be doing? What situations or people that have disappeared are you missing? Why are you missing them? If they were so awful in your life, why are you missing them? Because you love them. And now, what would love do in that situation? Not what would pride do, not what would ego do, not what would self-protection and fear do, but what would love do? Act on it with confidence. Speak your truth. Express yourself. And put yourself out there. Don't be afraid that you're going to be rejected. Be afraid that you'll never know whether or not you would have been if you don't act on it. And if they do reject you, well, they do. But then you know, and you don't have to think about it all the damn time. LMI, naked. Okay, I don't wear no makeup, no purse in my hands. Yeah, my resting bitch face is mistaken for the mean girl, but what if I told you there's nothing I want more in this world than somebody who loves me naked? Someone who never asks for love, but knows how to take it. But are you asking for love, or are you taking it? Are you loving someone naked? Or are you only loving them if they cover up half themselves? Just like you want somebody to love you naked, that's what others want too. They want somebody to love them for who they are, who they really are, not who they think they could be, not for what they do, but for who they are. You are so calm and serene. Your beauty is so deep. You are far from surface level of beauty and far from shallow as well. You are so flexible and adaptable. I don't think that there's a challenge that you couldn't face. Somebody may really be learning from you as well. And you might be learning from them too. It's a mutual thing. And if this hasn't started yet, there's going to be a situation that's going to be coming into your life that's going to allow you to learn and grow in those ways. You're going to start being more compassionate and understanding, more forgiving, accepting of flaws in others and yourself. And you're going to have somebody that's going to be accepting of your flaws and their own. And is going to be working, you guys are going to be working together, compromising, really learning how to be in a more balanced give and take when it comes to love and expression. You are so optimistic and hopeful. You have faced treachery and hardship with such grace and integrity. You light up the world around you and you truly inspire others. Your leadership is always through action. You teach others so much just by being you. Truly, madly, deeply, Savage Garden. I'll be your dream, I'll be your wish, I'll be your fantasy. I'll be your hope, I'll be your love, be everything that you need. You're going to start being that for you. And you're going to start realizing that nobody ever on this earth is ever going to be everything you need all the time. And that it's codependent to even expect that of others. Or to have others expect that of you. You're not going to be morphing yourself into what you feel like others want or need in their life anymore. And you're not going to be expecting anyone to do that for you either anymore. Living and letting live is going to be the key. You are so special to me. I am willing to go where you lead. Lead on, my dear. So somebody may be ready to follow your lead in some sort of way. And you may be ready to follow somebody else's lead in some sort of way. It's going to be an equal give and take, where you're both going to be following each other and you're both going to be leading each other. It's going to be an equal partnership instead of something where one person's in charge or the other person's in charge, and there's resentments built and created in that too. It's not going to be like a father-daughter dynamic or a mother-son dynamic. It's going to be like a partner dynamic. Both people are going to be putting in equal efforts, and both people are going to be accepting and understanding of their own issues and going to be wanting to work on those things as a team. Only up from here. All the ups and downs in life, all the chaos, all the strife. It doesn't matter what comes my way. My stability is here to stay. No longer worried about it all. My sanity makes the call. Hard fought for and won. I live my life in the sun. Even on a cloudy day, even when nothing goes my way, negativity takes a back seat. I won't ever miss a beat. Positivity is the new lead. Far more to reap from this seed. So you're going to be looking at things with a positive, optimistic, open mindset. Instead of feeling like everything's going to fall apart all the time and the other shoe's going to drop every corner you go around, instead of convincing yourself that everything bad is happening all the time, you're really going to be opening your mind and heart up to the possibility of good things happening, of good people being in your life, of, people that are good people sometimes fucking up, including yourself. And you're going to be feeling like it's okay instead of feeling like it's the end of the world. You're going to be really releasing control a lot more and letting things just be as they are and unfold the way they're unfolding. Your stability is here to stay at this point. You're not going to be losing it anymore. The mental and emotional aspects aren't going to be getting in the way so much. You're not going to be constantly overthinking. You're not going to be constantly feeling like everything in life just sucks because something bad happened. Because bad things happen every day, and that's okay. Good things happen every day too, and you're going to start to focus on those more, be more grateful for those, and you're really going to be feeling like even on cloudy days, you're living your life in the sun. You're going to be happy and dancing in the rain instead of feeling like the rain has ruined everything. Know your power. That is your power. Your perception is your power. The way you choose to view things, the way you choose to act on things, you're unbreakable, untamable, spirited. And all those beautiful, fiery aspects of yourself that are inside of you are amazing, and you're going to be letting them out more, trusting them more, trusting yourself more. You are very powerful, very strong, and you are moving forward, and there's nothing that could hold you back. Hear the ancient ones. Listen to the wisdom of the elders. And there is a lot of good things in the past ways of doing things. There's a lot of bad things too. Sometimes you don't know them till you're looking back. That's why we look back on history so much, because you can learn a lot from it. You can learn new ways of doing things. And you can learn old ways of trusted, tried, and true methods. Connect to your ancestors more. Listen to and trust your instincts and intuition, because it's passed down to you through the ages. It's kind of like, bees, right? Bees have it already ingrained in them. navigation skills, direction skills, what they're supposed to be doing, how to do it. All of those things are ingrained in them through evolution. It's kind of like babies. When babies get a jolt, they spread their arms and feet wide. That's a defense mechanism that has been ingrained in there. It's already there. It's a reflex. And it's been there since the beginning of time, when they may have had to reach out to grab something because they're falling. And they don't even really know they're falling because they're a baby still. They do and they don't. But it's that reflex that's ingrained in there already. When it comes to eating, drinking, going to the bathroom, anything like that, all of that stuff is already ingrained in there. When it comes to the cycles that you've been breaking, how to do it is already in there too. Because those cycles have been going on for a long time throughout the history of your ancestors. Each generation that comes in heals and works through things, shifts and changes things, learns and grows, and adds to the consciousness of the collective. And it's not just one person from every family, I don't feel like either. Because you know what? I have 5 siblings, and they have all had to break their own things too. They've all had to work through their own things. Some of them choose to, some of them choose not to. But they're all working to break certain cycles and repetitive behaviors in their life too, to remove the things that are toxic and to find that happiness. With love and kindness. Your true power lies in your love and your kindness, your care, your expression of your love, your expression of your joy. Do you tell the people around you what they mean to you, how you feel about them, that you never would want to lose them, that they're important to you, that they're valuable, that you believe in them, that you support them, that you trust them? Or do you tell them, I don't trust you, I don't care if you're here or not, I'm going to leave if you do not act a certain way? All those things are conditional love. And I've done it myself too. Especially when I was in the defensive energy I was in for a few years. Because of the betrayals I went through and stuff like that. But you can say that all you like. It's not an excuse still. I'm also not going to hate myself for it because I was learning. I didn't realize that I was doing some of those things at the time either because I was hurt. And that's what hurt people do. Hurt people, intentional or not. That's why I get so irritated sometimes when people are like, oh, I've never hurt anybody my entire life. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. First off, children can be very cruel sometimes. Unintentionally so. But they can be very cruel sometimes. My daughter at one point asked me if I was pregnant with another baby. And I told her no. And she's like, then why is your stomach so big and fat? She wasn't trying to hurt me. She was just curious. And she was just asking an honest question. But people have put so much emphasis on being polite. And if something's not nice, then don't do it or say it or whatever the case may be. I didn't take no offense to it, honestly. I really didn't. I really didn't care too much. Most of it was just the skin anyway. And she was just curious. She was wanting to know, why is your stomach big if there's no new baby in it? Because last time your stomach was big, there was a baby in it. I was kind of excited. Maybe you're having a new one. I don't know. But see how people can sometimes be cruel and hurt other people without even intending to? That does happen sometimes. And so when you're living in that fear-filled, defensive energy and trying to protect your heart and your mind, your body, your soul, your whatever, it all costs. Sometimes that cost has been hurting others through your actions or your words, or through your just not making people feel special or loved in your life because you were feeling unspecial or unloved yourself. And so you no longer put that love, time, energy, or care in because you were sick of giving away all your love and not getting any in return. And you know what? You might have even been getting more love than you thought you were getting in return, but you just couldn't see it because of how bad you were feeling about yourself. Because that happens sometimes too. So we have the Tower, Judgment, sudden realizations, shocking clues. A lot of things might have fallen apart and you may have had to remain very strong throughout this process. So you do need to forgive yourself and have that understanding and compassion for you at this time. Take the high road. It's time to release judgments of yourself and of others, to let go of the past and to allow things to be how they're going to be. To be okay with the reality of the way things are right now and the way things have happened. Be okay with the way that you have responded to situations, even if it wasn't the best at the time. Because now looking back on it, you can learn from it, you can grow from it, and you can figure out new ways to do it in the future. There may even be a parental figure in your life, especially a mother for a lot of you as well, that maybe you have taken for granted or you did not see the blessings of this person in some sort of way. Because this person might have been stuck in their ways in some way, or they might have, not been perfect when it came to dealing with you or interacting with you in some sort of way. And it might be time now to wake up and smell the coffee, to notice what's been right in front of you the whole time. And a lot of the reason you're waking up to these realizations and to this reality is because you are now loving yourself more than you ever did before. You may have really had a hard time seeing the love others gave you, or you may have had a really hard time with some of the ways that people behaved or treated you in some sort of way. And you may have taken it a lot more personally because of not seeing yourself in a high light. You might have been seeing yourself in a very low light. And that could have caused a lot of problems or issues between you and those that you love. And it could even be between you and your own children as well. There might be a lot of things that you're realizing are actually somewhat repeating between you and your children that happened between you and your parents as well. Now would be the time for acknowledgement, forgiveness of yourself, forgiveness of your parents, learning from it, and deciding to make the shifts and changes necessary that you feel like will better improve the connections and relationships in your life that could have been falling apart because of hurt and pain that has been going on in your world, or because people didn't see people and how much they were worth, or didn't value people, or didn't treat people with love, kindness, and care, didn't take care of the connections. It's time to have hope and to really see the light in the dark, to start to see the beauty of those people around you that you may not have seen before because you were so worried on whether or not they saw yours and appreciated yours. Instead of worrying about whether or not people appreciate yours, start worrying about whether or not you've been appreciating people around you. Shift your view. Shift your focus. And notice how much it changes everything around you to make these shifts. So, it's time to heal. And it's time to pay attention to the wisdom of those who love you that are older than you. Even if everything they have to offer is not wisdom and you don't agree with it all, a lot of times they still have a lot of good things to offer out there. And yeah, they do sometimes have some bad things to offer out there. So do you. So does everybody, because we're all human. And yeah, sometimes we hurt people with our words, just like they did sometimes. Or our actions, just like they did sometimes. Sometimes we're not busy thinking about other people when we make the actions we make, especially when we're trying not to worry about the opinions, thoughts, or ideas of others and how you should live your life and all that kind of stuff, and not letting that affect us. Well, a lot of times you forget to take other people into consideration too, when it comes to how your actions and behaviors have hurt others. Time to heal some of that and to heal some of the connections in our lives that have been put on the back burner for a long time. Unresolved issues need to be discussed. It is time to communicate, and you're being called to lead the way. It's time to clear the rubble and rebuild your tower with a more firm, solid, and strong foundation. Positive affirmations are important at this time. Free yourself of the anxiety. Take a deep breath and make your move. Only you know what you really want to achieve. Believe that it can happen. What is it that you want to create in your life? What is it that you want to heal? Where is it that you feel like you need to speak and express yourself? You're being called to lead. You're being called to rebuild. You're being called to tap in to your root chakra, to find your confidence and your belief in yourself and your abilities and skills, and to start taking action. We only have so much time, and it's time to start putting that time to use before there isn't any time left. Some drinking issues may be a source of pain. What truth needs to be spoken, understood, and released? What parts are being hidden away out of shame and guilt? It's time for sober self-expression. Don't fret over the opinions of others. It kills the true soul. It's time to come out of the mask. Other addictions could be at play too. So there could be a lot of ways that you are trying to avoid things. You're trying to numb things, or you're trying to be polite, where you might actually need to be more firm. You may be feeling like there's things about you that people wouldn't understand or that you can't express, or there's things about you that you need an excuse for behaving that way. And so keeping around the drinking, if there is drinking, gives you that excuse. But really, you're still the same person. You're just acting on things that you might not have acted on without it. So what are you feeling guilty or ashamed of doing in your life or acting on in your life? Where do you feel like you've been making excuses for yourself that you need to start addressing issues instead and taking accountability for? Where is it that you may need to forgive others for the pain that they've caused in the past, now that they've decided to take action to heal or get rid of the things that were causing those pain, that pain and that distance between you? Some people may have actually done the work to get rid of the things that were hurting you, were causing you pain. And you may be having a hard time allowing these people to make their apologies or to make things right in some sort of way. You may be having a hard time forgiving them or moving forward. Do you want to stay stuck on this forever until there's no time left? Or do you want to be able to bridge the gaps and remove the distance in your life with the people that are people at the end of the day and who have fucked up but may be ready to make the changes necessary to live a better life? And are you ready to make the changes necessary for you to live a better life too, to come into alignment with who you are and what you want. You're going to have to express yourself and the truth of what you're feeling. You're going to have to acknowledge it to yourself too, to really look in that mirror very hard and long, to dig under whatever things may be going on that are keeping you from seeing what it is that you truly want. Freedom is peace. Free your mind and free your soul. Unbind yourself, that's the goal. Rock the boat and feel the tide. Learning to enjoy the ride. No more avoiding confrontations. No more thoughts hold me back. There is nothing that I lack. Simple joy in everything. All of life makes me dance and sing. I am free to be myself. No more time to rest on a shelf. 1/7/22. So, this path you're being guided down, you are protected on this journey. You have been coming into alignment with who you are, and what you want going forward. This alignment that you're coming into and this love of yourself and who you are is allowing you to love others around you more too. And it's also allowing you to create harmony, peace, and balance in your connections. You've been freeing yourself from your past pain. You've been freeing yourself from the overthinking. You've been freeing yourself from the need to be whatever anybody else needs you to be or wants you to be. You've been freeing yourself from feeling like you lack something in some way, from feeling like you aren't good enough in some way, from constantly questioning yourself or your connections. Maybe even freeing yourself from a little bit of paranoia as well. Pride goeth before a fall. So, like we were discussing ego and pride earlier, what would love do? Love would not be stuck in ego and pride. And you know, my mom's a somewhat prideful person. She's only ever apologized for one thing ever in my entire life. And she has held on to everything anybody's ever done. But she don't want to hear anything about herself or anything that she's done. Sometimes we find that if we can see those things in others, they are in us sometimes too. Where are you holding on to things that you need to let go of? Where are you having a hard time expressing your apologies and expressing how you feel about some of the things you did in the past that were not good, that you don't like? Are you holding it against yourself? Are you hating yourself for it? And are you refusing to admit it or take accountability for it? Or are you expressing these things and letting people know that, hey, you know what? I have my things too, and I am sorry for the way that I have treated you because I've been going through a lot. And even though I've been going through a lot, there's no excuse for me behaving the way that I did towards you. Can you forgive me for this? And it don't even matter if anybody apologizes to you. At the end of the day, this is about you and what you need to do for yourself. Because this is what's stopping you and holding you back and causing you to be feeling very stuck and stagnant. It's causing you to be feeling very unloved by people around you too, because, you know, people don't really want somebody around who can never admit that they're wrong and who can never take accountability and who can never apologize and who always thinks that they're doing everything for everyone but doesn't see anything that anybody's doing for them. Hanging on to pride, that's not a very fun ride. Holding it tight, does it hold you right? Say sorry to the ones that you love, bring peace and be the dove. Transformation calls you now. Be humble and take a bow. It's amazing the strength you gain when you allow the glow of cleansing rain. Weakness is not what sorry entails. Strength is the one who can adjust his sails. Admit that you took the wrong course. You bought the cart disguised as the horse. Played the part for all around. Inside, your truth can be found. Don't allow the war to go on. It's time to rise above a pawn. 10/26/20. And it's time to rise through those ranks, to learn this lesson. It's time to become the elder. Think about grandparents a lot of times and how they treat their grandkids so differently than they treated their kids. It's like they know that they were not doing things the best they could have back then. I mean, they were, because they were doing the best they could. I mean, it was stressful and there was a lot going on. And, they were doing the things they thought were the right things when they were raising their kids. But if you notice, even if they can never admit that they did anything wrong or apologize for it, they treat their grandkids so differently. And a lot of times kids are like, oh, you spoil them and blah, blah, blah. They treat them differently because they learned from how they did things before, what worked best. They learned to let things go more. They learned to enjoy the moment more. They learned to be at peace with how things are. They learned to not get so upset that this child is not exactly who they think they should be and want them to be. And they're not behaving exactly as they feel they should be. And they're not under their they're not completely submitting to their control and all that other stuff. As you get older, you get a lot more wise and you get a lot more patient and you get a lot more understanding and accepting. And that's where you're heading right now. And a more understanding, compassionate, accepting view of yourself and the world around you. So that you can step into the person that you want to be and you can be the bigger person in situations. Instead of feeling like you need to hold on to this forever, this grudge and these situations and this hurt and this pain. It's time to let go of it all, and it's time to be open to things being able to heal by communication being brought to light, by things being brought to light, by things being expressed. Six of Wands, recognition and success coming your way. Recognizing other people's success too. Their skills, their abilities, how amazing they are. But also being recognized for yours. You are being recognized at this time. You have this power within you to be able to create the life that you desire and to be able to shine a light on everything and expose what's been hidden under the surface. And that's not just for other people, but that's inside yourself too. And that's inside of your life too. It's time to be honest. And in being honest, there's going to be a lot of recognition coming your way. There's going to be a lot of success coming your way. You're going to be feeling proud of yourself and proud of your actions, instead of feeling a need to hide your actions or how you felt. You're going to be feeling proud of it instead. You have all the skills, tools, and knowledge you need necessary to create in your life. What is it that you want to create? Because you know how to create it. You're going to have to speak from the heart about what is most important to you. And you're going to have to put in that effort to create things, to turn things around, to heal things, to make amends. You're going to have to put in that effort. Nobody else is going to do it for you. The song that's coming to mind is Pull the Trigger. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Oh, wow. I do that really good when nobody's around. But yeah, pull the trigger, because ain't nobody gonna do it for you. So maybe you should just pull the trigger and get it done and over with. Say what needs to be said, feel what needs to be felt, and allow the cycles to be closed out in your life so new ones can begin. Allow the past pain and hurt and allow the past difficulties and disruptions to be done and over with. Those are in the past. What do you want from here forward? Do you want to continue to brood on those things? Do you want to continue to lash out on those people? Do you want to continue to punish the people for the pain you've gone through when they're no longer even the same person that they were when they caused that pain? Some of those people, it was 20 years ago that they caused that pain that you're still holding on to. And they've never done it again since. So if they haven't, why are you still holding it against them? Or if you haven't, why are you still holding it against you? It's time to free yourself and it's time to free others of that pain and that hurt. It's time to forgive you and to forgive everyone else and to let it go so that you can move forward. Need and necessity. Protect the wild and green. Protect the wild and green. Protect the love that you share with people around you. Express yourself from your heart. Be who you are. You don't need to tame your wildness at all. You just need to step into it more fully, accept it, love it, appreciate it, and know that everything in this world has both a good side and a bad side. When you're a wild person, there's good things and bad things about that. When you have a giant heart and a lot of emotions, there's good things and bad things about that. Because not only can you give a world of love and joy and happiness and beauty, you can also destroy it. You can also tear it down with a vengeance. Alpha is a good song. Mother Destroyer, one and the same. Whether that's your mother or you, as a mother, you can be both. You are both. You can give birth and you can give death. You can bring a beautiful gust of happiness and love and light, and you can bring a cold breeze of frosty, cruel, blizzard energy. And that's all a part of you. So don't hate that part of you. And don't make excuses for that part of you. Accept it. And let people know that on your hurricane day, you didn't mean to drown them. Stingray, the camel, and the snake. You have the strength within you to be able to make it through the most harshest of conditions. You have inner nourishment that carries you through everything. You can make it on your own, but do you want to? Do you want to have to be alone for the rest of your life because you can't accept the flaws of others? Or because you can't deal with the storms of others when they're upset? Or because you can't deal with others seeing the storms in you when you're upset? And you can't handle needing to apologize when you do overstep? Or needing to work on those things and acknowledge those things, not just work on them, but acknowledge them as well? You're very aligned with your path and your purpose right now, and you are on target for success in everything that you're doing. You have it within you to be able to express yourself and set things to right, to be able to heal the stings of the past with people, and to be able to break the cycles and chains. It's time to shed that skin and to have these new beginnings. And the way that we have these new beginnings is by putting the past to rest. So now you are seeing the truth about that and how to do it. So it's time to take that action. So we're going to get one more message to close this out, and we're going to be done for today. Thank you guys again for any purchases or donations made today. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the likes, shares, comments, and subscribes on this channel or my poetry channel. You can find a link for Dee's Storytime in the description box below if you want to be able to find any of the poems that were in today's reading as well. So, paint it black just came to mind. Arm yourself against a worldly view. What is a worldly view? A worldly view is a view that the majority of the population sees from. A worldly view is a fear-based view, ego, pride-based view. A more spiritual view with a higher perspective and looking at the bigger picture is something that you need to adopt. What truly feels right to you, not to everyone else, to you. In your heart, you will find the answers that you seek in your mind. Don't overthink. Don't give in. Stand strong in the position that you're in. If you have something to say, say it. Don't worry what others will think. The worldly view that just came to mind is if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. To be polite or politically correct or whatever the case may be, we sacrifice a lot of ourselves and hide a lot of ourselves. It's time to step into your true authenticity and be who you are and say what you need to say. Sometimes the truth does hurt, yes, but lies hurt even worse in the long run than the truth ever will. Especially since, because you don't want to express the truth, distance grows between you and people around you. If you want to close that gap and get rid of that distance and have emotionally fulfilling connections with people around you, more intimate connections, then you got to be willing to express yourself and communicate. And you got to be willing to, or you got to be able to handle when others do the same, instead of getting so hurt by it. Sometimes you have to play karma involuntarily. The buck has stopped with you. After messing with you, it is done. Their lives change forever. You have also been going through karmic lessons yourself to learn things as well. How was your life changed by everything that you went through with these people? How did some of your own things, how did the buck stop with them when it came to you? Where maybe you used to act a certain way, or maybe you used to do a certain thing and you never did take accountability for it. You didn't even notice it. You didn't look in the mirror. You didn't understand it. But now you see those things and you've learned how to change them for the better because of the situations you went through with these people. So it's not just them where the buck has stopped with you. There are places where when you're dealing with people, the buck has stopped with them. And this was your chance to learn this lesson. And if you don't want to learn it, you're going to learn it the hard way. Stop hating yourself. What they told you was false. You are amazing as you are. Who you love is who you love. What you are attracted to is what you are attracted to. The hate and hurt that you feel is projecting. The right people won't hate you for being you and for doing what you enjoy best. Walk away from people and places that make you feel stuck and small. Life is too short to waste away in a miserable space slowly suffocating to death. Not to mention, when you're in those positions and you stay in them and you're hurting like that, you're hurting others too. When it's toxic for you and the situation isn't feeling good for you, it's not feeling good for the other person either. And it's pretty toxic for them too. Somebody has to put a stop to it. Somebody has to walk away. Don't let loyalty or don't let love for the person cause you to stay there even when it's killing you both. And it is too. It's always both. Your love for the person should denote that you step away when it's toxic for you both. Because then you're not hurting them anymore and they're not hurting you anymore. And take a minute to look at the hurts and pains that are inside you that are causing you to project on those people that are around you that you're interacting with as well. Because it's amazing what that can be doing and how we can blame it on the other person, but really it's something going on inside of us that's causing us to feel the way we are when dealing with that person. Hawk, higher perspective, looking at the bigger picture. Optimistic, decisive, strategic, creative. Rebirth, guardianship, fearlessness, protection, memory. Be perceptive about others. Don't allow situations or people to deceive you. Be on guard and don't lose faith in your perceptions, whether others cause doubt or not. You have vision and intuition. The hawk is calling on you to rely on it. See situations from different and higher perspectives. Keep the big picture in focus. It's time to take flight and to reach for the sky. Trust your instincts in making decisions or completing tasks. The universe is helping you to expand your knowledge and learn some lessons. The hawk represents messengers of the spiritual realm, and you are being guided through these lessons for the highest good. Trust in that and the nudges that you're receiving. If you feel like you're being pushed to do something right now, now is the time to do it. And if you don't want to do it, if you see things that you missed before, and you don't want to change those things because it's easier just to stay where you are, the universe will drop bigger tower after bigger tower after bigger tower after bigger tower on your ass until you fucking get the hint. Because when the universe wants you to move, they will make sure you move. And if you don't, you're going to regret it. It's time to look at the last couple years, or even some of the things in your whole life from a higher perspective, and to understand that there is a bigger picture here. Don't let the little details get in the way and the little bullshit get in the way of what the bigger picture is. And one of the biggest pictures there is, are you living in love? Or are you living in fear, hate, disregard, pain? Are you living in pain? And if you're living in pain, how many people around you are in pain because of the pain that's on you? That energy spreads. I really need to get, this water bottle I got tested. Somebody's been putting something in stuff of mine. Time to open up. Vulnerability is the key. Open yourself up for all to see. Time to shine your blinding light. Time to leave behind the fight. Moving forward, it's time to see who is really there for me. I've always felt alone and lost. Power seemed to come at a cost. Now there will be others there. Time to drop that wall and share. Moving forward, looking back, there is nothing that I lack. So, once again, it's all in your perception. If you feel alone, if you feel like nobody cares, nobody loves you, nobody wants you in their life, then you create that. You build a wall. You build a wall 100 feet high, and nobody can get in, so you can't feel anybody there anyway. So yeah, you are alone. You're alone in your own prison that you created yourself. And until you destroy that fucking wall around you, you're gonna be alone in that prison you created for yourself. Or you can decide, I don't want to be alone anymore. I want to be around people, and I want to have connections in my life. And if people hurt me, they hurt me, so be it. But you know what? I am sick of worrying and fearing and destroying everything that could be good in my life because people might hurt me, or because people have hurt me, or because they said something that I didn't like, or because, they forgot about something, or they didn't do something right, or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you don't do something right. Sometimes you forget about something. Sometimes you said something that hurt people. And some of those people will stick around, and some of those people will disappear because those people are building a wall and they don't want anybody to hurt them. Thank you, beautiful. I appreciate it. I can do one more question really quick before we close out, since you got there before I finished up that message. So yeah, I'm looking in the mirror as I'm talking about 90% of that last message there too, because I've done the same thing in my life. There have been people that have really hurt and betrayed me, used and disregarded me, and I've been dealing with somebody recently that has been going through a lot, trying to break through my walls. Or could possibly be somebody doing the same thing again as everybody else in the past. But only time will tell. What I do know is that I am very grateful for the experiences that I've been having, regardless of whether or not it works out, regardless of whatever ends up happening from it or being caused because of it. I know that I am where I'm meant to be right now. And that opening my heart more is helping me. That healing a lot of the past pain and letting go of that fear, or letting go of that need to be in control of things, or the need to steer things the direction I want them to go, letting go of all of that is very good for me and very important in my life. And doing the same in your life is really going to make some massive changes for you for the better, where you're going to be feeling a lot happier, a lot healthier, and you're really going to be feeling like you can do anything. It takes a lot of strength to be able to put down that sword and decide, I'm not going to fight anymore. I'm sick of fighting. I don't want to fight. I just want to be at peace. If people want to come and attack me, no problem. But that doesn't mean I got to engage. That doesn't mean I got to be thrown off. That doesn't mean I got to be distracted. That doesn't mean I got to focus all my time, energy, effort, and everything else on it, or overthink it to the point of completely destroying my health and my happiness in the process. Instead, I'm just going to leave it to those that I pray to and let it go and let things unfold naturally the way that they're supposed to be unfolding. Awesome. Thank you. Embrace the dark. Darkness is everywhere. Darkness is in you. Darkness is in me. Darkness is in every animal and plant. And so is light. You can't have either one without the other. Both of them go hand in hand, and it is a balance, and it always will be. Nothing is ever going to be 100% light. And nothing is ever going to be 100% dark either. There's always both. In the darkest of dark, you can still find a speck of light somewhere. Hold on to it. Embrace it. Love it. Love yourself. Back to that song, Mother Destroyer, one and the same. A mother is a destroyer. And in order to be a good mother, you have to be anyway. Because how are you supposed to protect, guide, love, look after your children if you are not strong enough to stand up and destroy anything that is trying to destroy them? Right? But that is a darkness in you, a darkness that is being used for a good reason, sure, but it's still a darkness. Think about somebody who kills the person that raped their child. Think about that for a second. Was that an action that was done out of love and light? It was done out of love. Was it an action done out of the light, though? No. That was an action done out of pure darkness. And at the same time, it was done for a light reason. Hi, Mystical Manuel. In order to be a good mother, you have to be both light and dark. And if you accept and love both of those sides of yourself, and you don't pretend like they don't exist, then your children are comfortable loving themselves and not trying to pretend parts of themselves don't exist and hide them away from the world to be perfect. Got your payment, sweetheart. Know your fears. What are your fears about embracing the dark, about seeing yourself as you truly are? What are your fears about the world around you? I know one of my fears. One of my fears dealing with that very topic we were just discussing. If I found out that somebody was hurting my child in that way, I probably would kill them. Yeah. That is a part of me. It is. It took me a long time to accept that, but it is a part of me. And that part of me is something that I am afraid of because I don't know if I would ever come back from that. I might just run around killing all of them after that. Because you know what? That's about how I feel about the people that did those things to me. They destroyed a life. They murdered a child. Oh wait, no they didn't. I'm still here. And I'm fucking amazing. And guess what? A lot of it's due to that. But at the same time, in those moments, that's not what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about is destroying what destroyed something so precious to us. And we're not even seeing that it didn't destroy it. So, what blessing is coming? I'm almost done.
I love you.
Love you too.
Where's Caden?
Little while.
Huh?
Around 5, they're coming over. What blessings are coming to me in 2023? So, what is love?
Come on, girls.
Love is someone patient with you. Love is someone who is kind to you for no reason. Love is leaving little gifts and notes for you to find. Love is laughing together. Love feels comfortable and peaceful. Love can surprise you. Love will awaken your spirit. Love makes you feel good. Love compliments you when it's hard to take and when it's easy to take. Love listens. Love appreciates. Love is grateful. Love is understanding, compassionate, and empathetic. Love is free. Love is selfless, but self-loving. Love understands and respects your no. What is not love? Love is not carelessness. Love is not callousness or critical. Love is not cold. It does not breadcrumb or ghost. And it's not critical. So it's not constantly picking at everything you're doing and how you're doing it wrong. We were talking about that earlier too. Love is not pain or prison. Love does not cost money, health, or submission. Love cannot be bought. Love is not hate, bitterness, jealousy, competition, or greed. Love is not sex, and sex is not love. Love is not selfish. Love is not cruelty or punishment. Love is not evil. Love is not crass or uncaring. Love is not bullying or aggressive. Love does not always say yes. Love does not fill a void. Love is not external or shallow. Thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome out. Here.
So, what blessings are coming in? A new understanding of love and a new ability to be able to give and receive love in a healthy way. You're going to find a lot of people who are more understanding and compassionate with you. You're going to be finding a lot of beauty around you. You're going to be feeling very comfortable, peaceful. You're going to be feeling very awakened and at peace. Thank you, Mystical Manuel. I really appreciate that. If you want to be able to find all of them, you can check out Dee's StoryTime. There's a link in the description box for it, and I have all of them on there. I still have more to put on there. I haven't done anything with that channel all month. I really need to, though. So, what else? Zebra, swan, dragonfly. Things may be up and down right now. Remain peaceful and balanced. Don't become frustrated with yourself or the world around you. You're a visionary, able to navigate effectively through the turmoil because you see things differently. You're going to be learning a lot of new things this year as well. A lot about other people, how they live their life, what they think, their perspectives, and their understandings. I feel like you're going to be a lot more open to the idea of hearing what people have to say or how they feel without getting defensive. And I feel like you're going to be really dealing with a lot of people that are willing to listen to you and talk with you about how you feel and what you think and what you believe without feeling that way as well. You're very connected to your intuition and insight at this time. You're very different, an individual who likes freedom and will do anything to obtain it, but don't let other people stand in your way. You always get back up. Obstacles are stepping stones in the right direction. There may be a need for balance and order in your life. Take pride in your accomplishments, but remain humble. Glory and joyfulness are coming into your life. Happiness and good finances is coming. Prosperity and luck are on your side. Be pure and go with the flow. Enjoy the company of others. Grace, beauty, and dignity are qualities that you possess. Dancing will help you to release any worries or anxieties. Transformation, change, renewal, rebirth are coming. You may be feeling unstable or insecure. Stand up for yourself and for your beliefs, and do it without being defensive. A second chance may come. Don't let jealousy or attachment get in the way. So there's going to be some extra chances for you to be able to do things this year that you've had a hard time doing in the past. Try not to let jealousy or bitterness or holding on too tightly to the outcome get in the way of what's coming in for you. Take pride in your accomplishments. Remember that you have done a lot to get to where you are today. Celebrate yourself and celebrate your work, but also remain humble and remember that not everyone is at the level that you're at right now, and that's okay, and that everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses as well. So you might be doing very good and you might have accomplished a lot, but that doesn't mean that other people around you haven't either. We are all connected. So you're going to be feeling very connected. You're not going to be feeling alone, really. You're going to be feeling like there is a lot of, instead of feeling so much that there's differences between you and everybody that's separating you, you're going to be feeling like you have a lot in common with a lot of people, and you're going to be really finding common ground with a lot of people. You're going to be building a lot of important connections this year, I feel like. Yes, going with the flow is something to remember too. Right now it's definitely a must for the collective. Being able to be adaptable and flexible and okay with things not being exactly as you want them to be and just letting them grow. So there's going to be a lot of changes coming this year. There's going to be a lot of movement and growth. There's going to be a lot of abundance and fertility coming into your life. There's going to be a lot of happiness and joy filling your world around you. I feel like you're going to start to notice that a lot of the beauty and light and love that you've been putting out there is going to be coming back to you. There may be an apology that's going to be coming in as well, or you might be apologizing in some sort of way to somebody as well. Somebody might actually be apologizing for not supporting you when you felt like you needed to go a certain direction, especially if you gave a lot of support, time, energy, and commitment to these people yourself. And I feel like in the past, you spent a lot of time supporting others and putting so much effort into everyone else's projects. But you're going to be really shifting that, changing that, and putting a lot of time, effort, and energy into your own support and into your own care. Really learning what is most valuable to you and dedicating your time, energy, effort, and commitment to the things that are most valuable to you and what you want to accomplish. You may even be expressing yourself more as far as your love goes with the people around you, because you're going to be feeling like you're going to be feeling very healed from a lot of the things that you've gone through in the past. And you're going to be able to express yourself in a much more childlike, fun way. You're going to be able to dream bigger, and you're really going to be looking in the mirror and seeing yourself so differently than you have in the past. You're going to be seeing your beauty, and you're going to be seeing your light, and you're going to be seeing all the beauty that you've been creating around you as well. You're going to be feeling really good about yourself this year. And there's the zebra again, just to confirm that. You might be traveling too. You're really going to be learning a lot of new things and opening your mind, opening your perspective, really allowing yourself to love the differences between yourself and others. You're not going to be focused on differences as a bad thing anymore. You're going to be focused on differences as a very good thing and a very positive strength in your life. You're going to be stepping into a leadership role as well. You're going to be seen more, heard more, noticed more. You're going to be in the spotlight, and you are going to be accumulating a lot this year as well. You're definitely going to be, it may be slow going, but you're going to be increasing your finances this year in some sort of way as well. Really being able to level up in that area of your life. And you're not going to be, you're going to be making sure to keep something for yourself when it comes to these things too. You might even have the chance to be able to save a bit so that you can go on a trip that you've really been wanting to go on for a long time. So that's what I have for that question. I really hope that that helped you out. And thank you guys all for being here today. I really appreciate you guys and all the support that you bring my way, whether it be through liking, sharing, commenting, or subscribing on this channel or my other channel. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. You guys make a very big impact. The donations and the purchases help out as well. And if you guys wanted to be able to donate, you can find my PayPal, Cash App, Amazon wishlist, and my P.O. box in the description box below. I really appreciate you guys. And I hope you guys, you're welcome. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys.